we're kicking butt on operations. Tech per annual revenue, so like the revenue that they're doing each year is about 295K or more.
Damn.
And I think the industry standard is probably around like 150 to 175.
Do
And so
you know what the secret sauce is there? Is it your training? Is it the offer? What do you think that is?
we pay them high and we expect them to do a lot when they're getting paid that much. And so we pay above industry standard, but we expect workload of above industry standard. So they're doing a lot more services than what the industry says that you should do in a day. But with that, we build value every day to our services. And so we've like implemented certain softwares and certain service reports to really make that beneficial for the customer too, even if we're doing a lot of services per day.
This episode is brought to you by 10X Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10X Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker. They only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high-income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long-term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Builder's Bible. I'm joined by Ivan, who is the owner of Nature's Balance Pest Control. He's owned it for over 3 years now. I've been on a tear, Ivan, with pest control guys. I think I friended Jonas over at Pest Control Millionaire, and all of a sudden Facebook's like, oh, you must really love like pest control. And so now
We're
I
the
think
best,
that's how,
dude.
Yeah, they are. I love you guys. So yeah, man, tell us about Nature's Balance. How'd you guys get started?
Yeah, so I was actually a technician for the company before I owned the company. So me and my business partner, Spencer, we were both technicians. I was a contractor for the previous owner. I was growing one of the counties or regions, you could say, for him. Then I started realizing how good the margins were and everything. And I confronted him. I was like, dude, either I'm going to go start my own or you can sell this to us. And he decided to sell to me and Spencer. And so we went through an SBA loan, did that acquisition, and been owners ever since.
Okay. You said a few things there that I want to double click on. You realized the margins were really good. Did you feel like you could do it better? Did you feel like it was highway robbery? Like what was behind that and your decision to buy it?
Well, one, like it's interesting because like before this, dude, I had like 30 plus jobs. I didn't like anything. I had a hard time with like authority, things like that, over me. And so I went job to job to job. And I was actually going to school to be a fireman. And once I realized so I was getting paid per job when I was doing pest control. And I was bringing in like 300 to 350 bucks a day just as a technician. And so I was making a lot more money than what I would have if I was a fireman. And so like, I was like, oh, okay, like I'm going to start looking more into this. And then so when I went to the owner, I'm like, hey, how are you growing this? He's like, I'm actually looking for someone to open this region. So I opened that region. And then he paid me 85% per job in that region. And he paid me a 35% per job in his regions. And so when I started seeing how much money was coming in from that, and then I saw like, because I had to buy my own materials, I had to buy my own products, things like that, and my own rig, I was still bringing in, $4,000 on top after all my expenses. And I was doing like 10 jobs a day. And so I was like at 85% of the service. And so I was like, okay, I really like this. I kind of get the concept. It's pretty simple. So like, yeah, like my costs, for spraying, like all the materials and everything was like $5 to $8. And then the rest of it was just like 6% for gas. And so like I was out the door $12 and I made like 85 bucks if it was, $100 service.
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't I get just a full freaking margin on this, instead of 85%?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
so, okay. So you bought the business and where's it at today? How are you guys doing? Like overall size, revenue, sales? any of what you feel comfortable sharing.
Yeah, no, I'm a pretty open book, in pest control. I feel like there's abundance for everyone. So like more people get into pest control, the better in my eyes, honestly. I want to spread the wealth with that. So after we bought it that first year, me and Spencer, we have no education background. Like I was going to be a fireman. So I had my certs for fire, and Spencer, had no education background other than owning a landscaping company. And so we were like, okay, what do we do with this? And so like that first year, we grew it by like 15, 18%, but it wasn't enough for us. We were kind of getting bothered. I'm like, this is getting a little slow. And so we read the book Traction, and we did the EOS implementation. And during the EOS implementation, we decided to do a door-to-door program the next year. That next year, we doubled the company within 4 months of the hot season. And so we were like, okay, this is freaking awesome, But there's a lot of lessons that we learned with that. I was talking actually to Jonas Olson on his podcast about kind of the pains and the growing pains of doing door to door and things like that. Because when you grow that fast, you got to build good retention. And if you don't, there could be some attrition with it. So
yeah, I love that. So what's going really well in your business right now? And what are some challenges you guys are facing?
The thing that's going really well in our business right now is our operations. We're kicking butt on operations. Tech per annual revenue. So like the revenue that they're doing each year is about 295K or more.
Damn.
And I think the industry standard is probably around like 150 to 175.
Do you know what the secret sauce is there? Is it your training? Is it the offer? What do you think that is?
We pay them high, and we expect them to do a lot when they're getting paid that much. And so we pay above industry standard, but we expect workload of above industry standard. So they're doing a lot more services than what the industry says that you should do in a day. But with that, we build value every day to our services. And so we've like implemented certain softwares and certain service reports to really make that beneficial for the customer too, even if we're doing a lot of services per day.
I love that. What are some challenges that you guys feel like you're facing right now, barriers you're trying to overcome?
Oh yeah, dude. Like honestly, we're trying to break that barrier of 3 million. We're at like the 2 million mark right now. And when we're doing that, like we did that door-to-door program, we never really developed a lot of traditional marketing. And so this year we're really focused on traditional marketing. So like social media, we're doing like flyers, signs, SEO, things like that. And that's been kind of a battle just because we've never had any process built out there.
Have you found, has any of that been successful so far? Any of those initiatives?
Dude, we kill it with SEO. Last year, I think we got 625 sales from SEO.
Nice.
And like this year, we're on track to being around like 700 with like the marketing. Like I'm doing flyers right now and stuff. And there's like certain steps to do it. And we're working with the guy that has been really successful with doing this type of marketing. We're in the middle of that. We're just starting to see kind of the ROI with it. And so we're getting like probably like 5 to 10 customers per 1,000 flyers that we do.
This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions. They help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast. What's up, everybody? This podcast is sponsored by Grimes Financial Advisors. You've spent time and energy building a successful business, but here's the question. Do you have a real retirement plan or just a pile of investments? Our friends at Grimes Financial Advisors specialize in helping business owners and families create a clear roadmap for retirement through their proprietary retirement blueprint. Instead of focusing only on investments, they look at the entire picture: income planning, taxes, long-term care, legacy planning, and making sure your money is actually working for the life you want to live. I've gotten to know Dustin personally. One of the things that I respect most about him is he believes every financial decision should fit into a bigger plan. You shouldn't just chase returns. So whether you're 5 years from retirement or simply want a second opinion on your financial strategy, I highly recommend reaching out to Dustin and his team. Visit Grimes Financial Advisors to schedule your consultation and start building your own retirement blueprint. This podcast is sponsored by Action Coaching. If you're a home service business owner, ask yourself this: are you constantly chasing new leads or just keeping the business growing? Ben Jordan built a $100 million plumbing and HVAC company. Inside the Action Group, he teaches contractors how to create recurring revenue, strengthen leadership, improve sales, and build systems that reduce the owner's day-to-day involvement. Members get weekly coaching, practical templates, proven scripts, and strategies designed specifically for home service businesses. If you want to get out of the truck, build something that runs without you and creates real wealth, check out the Action Group on School and book your free consulting call.
Tell us like one or two things that you're uniquely proud of with your company. It sounds like your revenue per sales rep. It sounds like the explosive growth. What are some other things that you're pretty proud about when it comes to how you've grown the business or uniquely what the business offers?
The culture, honestly. Like, if you see behind me, like, we have a full gym in here, and that's just for all my guys, for everybody in our company to use. We do that a lot. We do good culture activities. So once a quarter, we'll go out and we'll go golf for the entire day. We'll have everybody take the day off of work. We'll do that and take them to a nice dinner or a nice lunch. We do good bonus structures. And so, like, if they hit their scorecards, they're getting bonuses on top of their high salary already.
Yeah.
I really like doing that because I think there's different types of equity in your business. I think there's equity in your company, but you have equity in people. And the more you push into your people, like to benefit them and develop them, it's just going to grow your business.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Let's talk about AI for a second. How are you integrating it into your business?
Dude, I love Claude. Claude is awesome. Like, I really struggle at formatting and documenting things.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I've used Claude in a way where, you tell, your foundation of your business, your core values, your mission statement or core focus. And I put that in there and kind of just our process and systems. And I'll be like, hey, I need to build this plan out, let's say, to service the yard for all my customers. All of a sudden, it'll just build out this entire thing for me within 2 minutes. And I just, it's so helpful.
I love that. I've noticed a trend actually in the blue collar space of people starting to use overseas staffing more for admin stuff. Are you guys employing any sort of virtual assistants or executive assistants overseas?
No. One of our 3 uniques in our business is that we have real customer service. And so with the AI stuff going on right now, we're like, no, let's have some real people talk to you guys. Because I've had experiences, I had an issue with my Venmo account. It was the most frustrating thing to work with Venmo because I couldn't actually talk to a human body.
Yeah.
And so we definitely are going to start using AI when we're not in working hours, to get people, communication going when no one's working.
Yeah.
I think that is a huge benefit. But when it comes to customer service wise and stuff, usually we like to have people talking to our people. And I know that costs more money, but I would rather have it that way.
Yeah.
It's more of a genuine connection.
What do you feel like is the greatest need of your business right now to get to the next level?
I would say, I think we actually are genuinely one of the most eco-friendly. We have an all natural service that we're offering to people now. So they can get an all natural remedy service where they're not using harsh chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be an awesome service. We're implementing that in the next little bit. I think the thing that gets us to the next level is honestly the culture that we have and what we're building as a team of expectations. We make this a strong work ethic environment with our people. And I think the more you develop that and you pay them well and things like that, the more people want to jump on and be part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. What's one thing that you get fired up about that we haven't talked about today? It could be anything. It doesn't have to be business related. It could be sports, could be business principles, a book you're reading, a hot take you have no one shares.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. Right now I've been really interested in land, dude. I want to buy some land.
Really?
Yeah. I'm ready to dip from the freaking city and just go move and get some land. get out of all the freaking rat race a little bit. Like I love my business. I love working and stuff, but I'm tired of being in the city.
Yeah.
You know?
So what have you been looking at? You just been on MLS a lot? You've been, how does one find land? It's not something I've thought about.
I know. I've been looking. Well, I started at like Zillow, and then after Zillow, I was like, well, this isn't great stuff. But I found group pages on Facebook for like Utah land.
Yeah.
And so like people are always posting seller finance deals and things like that on Facebook groups.
Yeah.
And so like I'm in the middle of talking to like 3 or 4 people, seeing if they'll seller finance it to me for a good deal. But like, yeah, it's actually interesting because I've never actually bought land. And so I'm learning all this right now about water rights, you know, and like these type of springs and stuff. Like it's all new to me.
Yeah.
But like I'm actually pretty excited about it because I'm a big dirt biker, and kind of my goal is to buy enough land where I can build my own dirt bike track on the land with my house.
That's cool. That's cool. I love that, man. I'll come hang out with you when you do that. I used to have an ATV growing up. I love that thing. We used to build snowmen and crash the ATV into the snowman, and I freaking jacked it up one year. My dad was so pissed.
I believe it, dude. Yeah, I grew up doing that kind of stuff, and I just love it. I think it's really fun.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, since I've now all of a sudden I'm like deep into pest control, what are the main pests that you guys deal with? Are there any unique ones to Utah that would not be, you know, different for the rest of the United States?
I would say like this is more just elevation wise, but like box elders are so bad.
Yes.
People deal with box elders, and like they're hard to get rid of because they're an invasive species. And so like I don't care what pest control company tells you that the residual kills them. It doesn't. You have to spray them on contact, and they're a beast of nature. And so a lot of my customers up in the Wasatch Back, it's crazy to see. You will go up to a house and they're like, we have bad box elders. And you go to the south facing wall because that's where the sun hits the most, and they like the heat retaining on the house. And you'll see the wall just moving back and forth because there's thousands and thousands of box elders. And so you'll spray them and they'll die. And there'll be just like a 4-foot-long barrier of just box elders on the ground. It's nasty.
Where'd they come from?
I think they came from Asia. I'm not totally sure on it, but that might be the elm seed bug too.
Denver. Yeah, we had some at our house in Denver. I remember now, it was tough to get rid of them. Those little bastards.
Yeah, they can be hard, but
they're harmless, right?
Yeah, no, they're totally harmless.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's one. Another one that we deal with a lot here, where I feel like most of the West deals with are black widows. You know, everybody deals with black widows, and so we're getting rid of those. And then wolf spiders, hobo spiders, and grass spiders. A big thing this year that we're concerned about are wasps. Wasps are so bad right now.
Really?
So,
what makes them worse in one year than another?
Due to the weather, or like the winter. So like when you have light winters, it's more sustainable for them to live. And so like they'll come out, or like they won't die over winter and stuff like that. And so like if you don't have harsh winters, it doesn't kill off a lot of them. And so you'll have really bad issues this summer from wasps.
Good for business.
Yeah.
Although dangerous for people. I follow this guy on Instagram. I clicked on a couple beekeeping wasp people, and all of a sudden Instagram was like, you love bees, don't you? And like just flooded my feed with all of these, you know, people but there's a guy in Pennsylvania, he calls himself the Hornet King, and he like goes on site and removes the nest and explains it, and he takes it back, and he lets his chicken like eat the dead wasps and stuff. I found the whole thing to be like cathartic and fascinating, you know?
Yeah. No, wasps are really interesting. Before I did pest control, I had no idea that they actually ate proteins. And so like they eat like dead carcasses and things like that. And so they're a wild little insect.
That's gross.
I don't like them at all. But
yeah. Well, dude, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. If people want to find out more about who you are and what you do, where can they go?
Yeah, they can go to our website, naturesbalancedpestcontrol.net, or they can go to like my Instagram handle, which is just Ivan Mardesich all together.
Yeah.
Or they can just add me on Facebook, but mostly our website will tell a lot.
Yeah.
So,
well, Ivan, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Don't go anywhere because I want to keep talking, but thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, absolutely, brother.